A very good morning to you, class 12. Today we are going to start section B of English Core 301. Section B is of writing skills, which is of 30 marks, and the main objective of this section is to test a candidate's writing ability. Hence, expression assumes as much importance as the content of the answer. So, please, while giving the answer, keep this in your mind that you always have to avoid the grammatical mistake. The first topic which we are taking in this section is letter writing. Now, what is a letter, or what are letters? Now, letters are a form of verbal and written communication which contains information or message sent by one party to another to provide certain important information or to convey the message. Now it is clear that we write down letters whenever we want to convey any message or any important information to someone. Now, types of letter. There are two types of letter. One is formal and the other is informal. Informal letter are the letters which we write down to our friends and family, etc. Whereas formal letter is written for business or professional purpose with a specific objective in mind. It uses simple language that can be easy to read and interpret. So, while writing a formal letter, we should always keep this in our mind that our language should be simple and easy to understand. Now, let us move on with the definition of the letter. Now, let us come to the definition of a formal letter. A formal letter is any letter written in the professional language with a prescribed format for a formal purpose. That is, it can be a recommendation letter, inquiry letter, complaint letter, cover letter, and so on. All business letters are formal, but vice versa is not possible. Such letters are used for a variety of reasons like formal invitation, proposal, reference, making a complaint or inquiry, applying for a job. Now, this is the definition of a letter, that we are having a prescribed format in which we write down a format letter. Now, whenever we write a letter, we have to keep some points in our mind. Now, it should be in specified format. We should always follow the format of the formal letter. It should avoid the use of unnecessary words. Do not write anything unnecessarily in the formal letters. It should be straight to the point. Whatever we want to say, it should be to the point. Do not add anything extra in that. Now, it should be relevant and objective. Do not add anything extra in that. It should be polite. Even if it is a complaint letter, even if you are writing a complaint letter, your tone should be polite. Do not use harsh word in that. It should be free from any mistakes, that is grammatical or spelling. We should always try not to make the grammatical or the spelling mistakes. Now, these are the points which we have to keep in mind while writing a formal letter. Now there are three types of formal letter. They are business letter, letter for outlining civil problem. If we people are facing any kind of problem, for that we write down the letter to the higher authorities, and the job application. Whenever we want to apply for a job, that is also included in the formal letter. Now, let us come to the format of a letter writing. Now, format of a letter writing. Now, before going to that, let me tell you the weightage of the marks. The letter, it is of 6 marks. The format is of 1 mark. The content is of 3 marks, and the expression is of 2 marks. Content, whatever content you are writing in that letter, it is always of 3 marks. And expression means grammatical mistakes, spellings, and the coherence in the ideas and style, that is of 2 marks. Now, letter to the editor and official letters. Now, let us come to the format. The first thing which we write down is the sender's address, the one who is writing the letter. Then the date, receiver, to whom we are writing that letter, then salutation. After that we will write down the subject, then we will write down the introductory paragraph. After these all, this is the form, this all should be of 50 words. Now let us come to the main body of the letter. Here we are giving suggestions, or if we are having any problem we will describe here. Now and the next will be the concluding para, and last we will write down yours truly, then signature. We will write down our name, or the one who is writing the letter, his or her name in the block letters, and then designation if it is needed over there. Now the main body, the concluding paragraph, and yours truly, it will be of 100 words, because the word limit for a letter is not more than 120 to 150 words. Now if we are writing for letter of job, means job application, first the thing is same, sender's address, then date, then the receiver's address, then salutation. Now subject, now there we will describe where we will write, here we will write for which post we are applying for. Now application, letter, obligation, here then we will write down the body of the letter, and then we will write down yours truly and signature. We will write down the name of the person in capital letter, the one who is writing the letter. And whenever we are writing a job letter, we will always enclose the curriculum vitae, that is CV, with that. Now an important component of job application is a good CV or resume. Whenever we write down a job application, we always have to enclose a good CV or resume with that, and we should know that what are the important things that the CV contains. Now first is layout. Make sure headings clear and accurate. Grammar, poor spellings, type of bad grammar must be eradicated. We should always try to avoid grammatical mistake, spellings, or any kind of unnecessarily things in the formal letter or in the job application letter. Now in the job application you have to place your personal details like your name, date of birth, contact number at the start of the CV, and we always have to check the email address and the telephone number twice. Now third is education. List your qualification, grades, when and where they were achieved for those with undergraduate degree and above. If you are still studying, you should state an estimated completion date and give an idea of when you would be available for full-time work. We have to list everything, every qualification, our grades, which year you have taken that degrees, or if you are undergraduate, you have to tell that what is the estimated completion of that course whichever you are doing, and you have to tell that when will you be available for the full-time work. Now next is professional qualification. Now professional qualification, membership of professional bodies, etc. should be listed. In the job application letters you have to mention everything. Training, if you are having any kind of training, you have to mention it over there. Work experience, if you are having work experience, list your employees and positions and the dates and duration of employment. Whatever work experience you are having and from where, you have to describe that also. Now you have to be very honest when describing your language and IT skill. Specify oral and written language skills separately. Indicate what computer software and systems you can use and what you have done with them in your work. You have to describe everything honestly, whatever you have done and what language skills or what computer software and system you can use. Now hobbies and interest. Now try to include things that portray you in a good light and offer some value to how well you are perform in the position. Reading is great, but doesn't really show leadership, teamwork or drive. Team sports, charitable works, holding office for an organization all do. Now what are hobbies or interests you are having, you always have to mention them in your CV. Now, keep your CV free from borders, clip art, extravagant font and other decoration. It should be in a simple way. Do not make any kind of decoration in your CV. Now, one most important thing you have to remember while writing your CV is that this is an area of negotiation and should never be included. Do not include salary in your CV. Now this is what we have done today. That today we have done what are letters, what are the types of letters, and what is the format of letter. In this format, you have to follow the format, and on that format also it will be easy for you to write down a letter. I hope you all have understood, and on the basis of this, whatever we have done today, I will give you homework, and in that you have to do and later on show it to me. Thank you, class. See you soon.